Alright, we are connected. We are live. Woo! Okay. So get yourselves signed in, folks, if you haven't already, and for those who want to hear from Sirenscape, make sure you've got something happening on Sirenscape. By all means, test your connection to check that everything's working as you expect. Like, for instance, rolling a dice, like Mark just did.
Oh, I should probably ask you, Matt.
Yo.
Yeah, make sure that it's not just your face.
Yeah.
We can. Can see.
It went more theatre of the mind last time, didn't it?
It did.
What can I say? As 2025 was rolling down, so was my ability to do pretty much anything. It seemed. I think I forgot how to spell my name at one point, so, yes, apologies. Right, folks are signing in now. Who have we not got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Christopher.
Yep, sorry, on my way.
That's fine, as long as we know. Okay, cool. Before we go with anything else, let's just play our intro video and we'll be back in a couple of moments. See you then, folks.
We produced 0 because it's about the oil.
Well, hello, folks. Yes, politics, who knew? That's going on in 2026. Welcome to our first transmission of 2026. I'm MJ the GM, and I will be your games master for the next couple of hours, and with me are the Combs crew, seeing in 2026 with the resolution of episode 38.5, Mutiny. And unlike last time, I will actually be taking my face off the screen so you can see the majority of. And hopefully this is the start of a more competent MJ the GM for 2026. Here we are. Excelente. Right then. Getting into this right away as a quick summary. Mutiny! Mutiny on the Combs. It's been stewing for some time and now it's finally come about, but last week it wasn't the main characters we saw, it was actually some of the support staff who had to essentially rescue the ship from the mutineers and the mercenaries that had been employed apparently alongside them. And our crack team of support characters managed to, if I recall, get to the position where they beamed the entire set of mercenaries and mutineers into a cargo hold, completely buck naked, devoid of weapons, equipment, or even standard clothing, or even non-standard clothing, as it turned out.
And dignity.
Well, dignity was also stripped from them quite strongly, yes. But swift recap. In regards to the situation you find yourselves in, the Combs, taken over as it has been, was directed to a planet in the Klingon Empire, but went in under stealth protocols. So for the most part, it seems that Klingon ships have managed to not notice the Combs' entrance, except, strangely enough, not long after the support crew had managed to successfully win back the Combs. I can just take you guys to the situation in space. We find that the Combs is in near orbit, kind of far orbit of a particular planet, a barren-looking planet in Klingon space. But this planet has in orbit a shipyard with a number of different polities' ships docked in its orbit. And then, to make matters even more interesting and strange, besides the fact that there is now a shield covering the one installation on that planet, where it seems that the main characters, the command crew, have been beamed down to, along with Lieutenant Osborne and some more mutineers and mercenaries. Another ship turned up, a Klingon ship, a Vorcha-class attack cruiser whose markings depict it belonging to House Varoth, no less. For those who don't remember House Varoth, they are the house that is the main adversary of House Krell, the house to which the Combs crew technically belong to. But they're also one of the higher, as far as nobility in the Klingon Empire goes, one of the higher ranking ones, and they've recently led a walkout of the Klingon High Council, along with others, for even apparently the consideration that a lowborn house like Krell should be considered to be elevated to the status of one of the high houses. But one of numerous questions we no doubt have. But before we get there, I am going to swiftly plug for the new year the Utter Crisp and his channel. Take it away, Chris.
Hello, thank you very much. Same as usual for the time being, just my retro review series is on there, having a mosey, working on the Dragon Quest III review. And yeah, hopefully aiming to get the channel off the ground a little bit faster this year as well. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, stay tuned.
Brilliant. So, whereas before we had the state of affairs with just the support crew being used, now we find ourselves back to the main crew, as we are about to join them down on the planet below. But, excuse me, before we do, a little recap from the perspective of those main characters. So just for that, I'm going to take us back to the landing page. For the vast majority of the main crew, the main command crew, they were all each in their respective locations, either on the bridge, or in sickbay, or in engineering, or in, of course, the science labs, depending on who they are. At some point, everyone except Tavish suddenly becomes aware that other members of the crew around them are busy putting on respirators. And before long, everybody, no matter where they are, that doesn't have a respirator on, soon finds themselves unconscious from the sudden appearance of a sedative gas put in through the life support air vents. And everyone just finds themselves slowly going woozy before the floor comes up to meet them and they all pass out. The next time they find themselves awake is individually in brig cells. Except, of course, like I mentioned, for Tavish. Something odd happened to Tavish to separate her from the rest of the main command staff, insofar as, during a routine return to base, after a successful mission, Tavish suddenly had a blackout. This blackout was preceded by a quick message from the AI embedded in her, Neshlel, which was a short message, a very, very short message, to the tune of...
Intrusion detected.
And that's when Tavish lost consciousness. The next time she woke up, she was tied to a chair in one of the cargo bays with a number of mutineers and mercenaries surrounding her. Most pointedly was Lieutenant Osborne himself, just glaring down at her. He didn't say much, except for the one time when he did address Tavish without using his fists. Which was, did you really think you were fooling anybody with that over-the-top performance? I clocked you a while ago. But I'll give you this. Those hacking codes you gave me all that time ago proved very, very useful. Especially for tagging on my own code. So thanks. You've made me a better computer hacker, Tavish. Thanks for that.
Don't worry, Osborne. You'll get another lesson soon enough.
Sure. Which is exactly why you're not in control of this operation anymore. And we're about to find ourselves... yes. Right outside a certain planet that our dear captain has had her messages forwarded to for the last several months. Strange that. So, here we are. It's time to get to work. And so, eventually, Tavish was... Sorry, Dave, go on.
I was just going to say something for Tavish.
Go on.
Don't worry, Osborne. You'll get your own comeuppance soon enough.
I think you'll find your
she just has
coming sooner. But yeah, she just has...
just has a little smirk on her face.
So, Tavish is eventually picked up. She's currently got her hands bound behind her back and sporting a few bruises and cuts from mistreatment. Neshlel continues to be offline, and Tavish is escorted roughly out the door to this cargo hold, where you are led along with Osborne and his people down to the brig. Each of the primary command staff, but also including Lieutenant Gerkow, your chief of security, are in individual cells in the brig. Each individual of the command staff, the captain, the first officer, the chief medical officer, and your chief science officer, are individually brought out of their cages, essentially, and are made to stand facing the back wall, put their hands behind their back so that you can have your hands bound. They can have their hands bound behind them, and then they are led out individually and marched single file from the brig all the way up to the transporter room. That's when Osborne, along with a team of others and yourselves, beam down to the surface. Osborne hasn't said anything pretty much at this point, but this is when you find yourselves in obviously some kind of installation that looks like it hasn't been used in a while. There's iconography in the stonework of the walls that suggest Klingon, but it looks like the place hasn't seen use in quite some time. Every now and again, in recessed alcoves in the walls, you can see evidence of computer panels. Most of them appear to be offline at the moment or in some kind of standby mode. Osborne takes the lead with one of his mercenary lieutenants and is following a tricorder reading and is now leading you through the tunnels. So I'm going to take us to, I hope, here we are, is as you are being led through the tunnels. Osborne in the lead, along with the mercenary, a couple of mutineers and more mercenaries at the back. If that's the order you're okay with being in, that's fine. If you think you should be in a different order, that's fine too. Rearrange yourselves as you see fit. So, for the most part, Osborne, as they're walking, apparently can't help himself, like most villains, and starts to actually talk. You didn't think you'd honestly get away with this charade, did you, Captain? You and your kind. Spies. Liars. Using honor as justification for invasion, for slaughter. Don't you ever get used to lying to yourselves? That's what I thought. It really is quite a clever ploy when I think about it. Interlacing messages travelling into the Klingon Empire, interleaving them in standard messages going to your family in the Empire, but every other or every third message had a data packet that would break away from the rest and head towards an unknown location elsewhere in the Empire. I'll give you this, Captain. It was so well embedded in your transmissions that I almost didn't find it. Thanks to Tavish's hacking codes, however, and her Trojan horse programs, and a little bit of additional flair put upon the thing myself, I was able to actually finally track the destination of where you've been sending these secret transmissions. And here we are. So, if you'd like to forego the long and tiring exposition that's going to be happening as we start combing through the databanks we're no doubt going to find here, perhaps you should just confess now. Come on, Hopkins.
Confess that you planted evidence, like the lying, slithering, no good viper you are.
Me? That's rich. I'm not the one spying on people. I'm not the one sending secret transmissions back to her people at, well, this location. The hypocrisy. You don't get tired of it, do you? Because you seem to be very good at it. Honestly, I'd almost believe you were telling me the truth if I didn't have proof.
Fabricated proof is not proof. But then again, for someone who only has one brain cell, I can see how that is hard to surmise.
Insults. Right. The last recourse of the defensive. What about you there, Tavish? You finally going to apologise to your captain and your crew for all the shenanigans you've been having to do so poorly? I mean, let's face it, how did even Phlesc not see through the whole painting graffiti? I hate Klingons, honest gov. Could you have been more obvious?
Osborne, let me tell you this right now. Yeah, I don't know about the rest of the people here, but at the moment, yeah, I'm not a Starfleet officer. I'm just Tavish. Lily Tavish. Yeah, you hurt my family. Yeah, you hurt my daughter. What's coming to you and the rest of the people here is something you should be very worried about. There is a look of just pure rage in her eyes.
I'll give you this, Hopkins. You've got them all wound up around your lies pretty easily. Dr. Sott, I could imagine, because, you know, what they say about him.
What do they say about me?
About you being soft, Doc. Easily led.
No, it's Dr. Sott, not Dr. Soft.
Again, the humour. I like the fact that you are all keeping yourselves so very, very light. I'd have to imagine this is the acceptance level coming in here, that you realise that I'm about to expose everything. the secret plan of the Klingons infiltrating the Federation. It's just... the vindication alone is worth it, you know? How about it, Phlesc? You might actually get to be captain.
The fact that you've used mercenaries doesn't exactly make me think you're doing this with the honest intentions that you claim.
They are. The Klingons, I mean. Look what we found here in orbit. Honestly, the amount of denial going on in this group is just shameful. The mercenary, to the right of Osborne, does lean back in and they exchange a few quiet words. What you notice from being at least in proximity is that they seem to be comparing notes on tricorder readouts. At which point they point to an upcoming turn in the corridor that seems to be leading to a slightly bigger chamber. Getting a power reading this way.
Hey, Osborne.
What, Tavish?
I know you and your friend are talking about, you know, exposing yourselves, but you really shouldn't do that in public.
All you get from Osborne is a derisive snort. However, you do eventually come to a wider opening as Osborne calls a momentary halt to proceedings as he and the mercenary lieutenant that he is consulting with seem to be comparing notes on where potentially to go next. And it's around about that time that a door opens at the northern end of this chamber, and filing out of that door, a very surprised bunch of Klingons, led by Captain Darkran. There's a moment where both parties all just look at each other with mouths agape, don't know what to do. At which point, someone, you're not sure who, either Osborne's group or the Klingons, reach for weapons, and a firefight ensues. Which does mean that your mercenary and mutineer escort are currently somewhat, shall we say, preoccupied with the fact that several highly armed Klingons are now letting loose with fire. Osborne himself has ducked behind a column and is returning fire. I hasten to also note that the mutineers and the mercenaries are all armed and armoured. Body armour, Type 2 and Type 3 phases. So, you have an opportunity. What would you like to do?
I would like to go.
Bound behind our back, right?
Everyone's got their hands bound behind their back, yes.
Alright, let's rugby tackle, just charge into him.
Yeah, I'd like to go for Osborne, please.
You want to go for Osborne? Well,
yeah.
Your ability to get to Osborne is somewhat compromised at the moment with the sheer weight of fire coming from the Klingons over here and the fact that the mutineers are between you and Osborne. So you could still go for it, but you might end up getting hit in the crossfire that's currently going on.
What is used to keep our hands bound, out of curiosity?
Manacles.
My head isn't bound. I can running headbutt.
Well, exactly. You can running tackle them. Very least, Phlesc has nominated himself to tackle this fellow here, so I am going to give you a difficulty of 1 with daring and security for that.
Dear, this is not my strongest.
But he's distracted, he's not in cover of any kind, he's looking another way, he's not expecting you to tackle him, so it's only difficulty 1.
Go on. I can't see those dice. Legion of Honor.
Oh
my god.
So Phlesc runs into him, he hits the guy right in the armoured vest, doesn't move him at all, but he does make him stagger backwards and draws his attention. Gerkow, meanwhile, is going for this mutineer, so let's change this. Similar thing, daring and security. Let's see if Gerkow has any better
Can
luck.
I use a minor action to sort of do that, a jumping motion, jump and tuck, and swing my arms to the front of me,
Ooh.
so that my arms are not behind my back?
I will say that's not a minor action because it's actually quite a complicated and potentially very, very long action. But I will allow you to give me... Ooh, let's see. I'm going to go with control and security for that, please.
Okay.
Because fitness, not so much. This is more your control over your own body to see if you can... Is Gerkow actually slightly double-jointed? Let's find out.
So I mean, she's got short limbs, so...
Yeah, quite. Stocky Tellarite. That's a 12 and that's a 15. One success, that's enough. She flips her arms through.
Excellent.
If you want to do another action like tackle him, you will have to spend a momentum to give yourself another
Quit.
Okay, so
action.
I do want to do something, but I don't want to tackle him. I want to wrap my arms around his neck and choke him out until he faints.
I'll let you do that then for a momentum. That's going to be daring and security from you
Thank
with
you.
your focus of hand-to-hand combat definitely coming into that. Dave, you were going to say something.
Oh no, I said do it.
That's a success. Cool. So you essentially wrap your cuffs around his neck, and because you're that much lower than him, you have to jump to do it first, or, more appropriately, I would think actually you'd probably kick him in the back of his leg so his knee gives out. So now he's down to the same level as you. Yeah, there we are. So you've got one guy by the neck, which means he has to hold on. One hand has to hold on to the manacle binder chain around his neck. The other one is trying to swing his phaser back to get a shot at Gerkow.
Excellent.
But you guys do have the upper hand at the moment, so you can keep going. We still haven't done Trasa, Sott, or Tavish. So who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Osborne.
Cool in the gang. I am going to spend a threat then. To, as you go moving for Osborne, this guy just happens to get in the way. Entirely by accident. But I will allow you to attack this one.
Okie dokie. What do you want me to do?
So this is going to be daring
Daring.
and security, essentially.
Okie dokie.
Again, he's distracted, so only difficulty 1. Which is enough. There we go. So, yeah, your unarmed combat damage, essentially, which is 2. Now, that will go down by the fact that he is wearing body armor, so you bump him and you feel your shoulder hit with armor plating. And it's pretty much a case of bang! Ah! Your shoulder did not appreciate that, but you now have his full attention.
Fantastic.
Sott and Hopkins, what are you guys going to do? At the moment, it seems that Phlesc has a mercenary looking at him, Tavish has a mercenary looking at her. Gerkow does have one guy down.
I can go, and I can go for a headlong headbutt against that fella.
Cool. Same deal. He's distracted by Klingons, difficulty 1, it's going to be daring and security.
My
Come on.
strength.
Let the goatee.
Hang on.
I'm the
I'm
beard
just
out.
desperately sort of, checking my talents and
Yeah, strangely, it's mostly about doing no harm. But once permission,
Sorry.
one of your focuses applies to you can double your... No, you don't have a focus for this, do you? This is a different kind of
Warm welcome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nothing really suggests itself. It's almost like you're the
No.
chief medical officer and all your specialties are tied to that. That being said,
oh. I'm a doctor. I'm used to using my head. All right.
if you had
daring
biology,
and
I'd say you'd know
security.
where to hit him exactly, but what you've got is emergency medicine.
Trauma surgery.
Trauma surgery.
Inflicting.
Screw it, that's medical knowledge. You know where the squishy bits are. Use one of those foci.
Boom. Thank you. All right.
0 successes. Once again, hitting into a guy who's in full body armor is often not a good idea, as he just pushes you back. But what you've got now is these guys essentially unsure who to go for, either you or the Klingons who are actively shooting. So, Hopkins, you're last, so what's the captain doing?
What are the odds of her able to pull her one of her hands free and punching a guy?
I would say you're probably better off trying to either pull off what Gerkow did, which is slip your hands underneath yourself, or to go with pure Klingon strength and try and snap the binder.
That's what I was
chaining.
thinking, was just straight, just pulling them apart.
Because that's going to be a fitness and security strength test, essentially. And none of your foci really apply to that. But certainly some of your values might.
Yeah, you know, she's gonna do never back down.
I can agree with that.
I will use a determination.
That's fine. So, remember to, after you're done with the roll, to note it down in your character log in the development section of your character sheet. 2 successes.
Oh wait, it didn't roll the other
Didn't
one.
roll another one,
Other
so
dice.
you don't have to lower the
let's do
number
this.
of dice.
Oh,
With this.
yeah.
That was a 19, so you know you still got 2 successes, which was one over and above what you needed. So, yeah, you essentially Trasa flexes her triceps at her delts and just pulls, and yeah, with a resounding bling, it comes free.
Now let's see if I can get it under my control. I think that's what it is. For D20.
So, oh yeah, look at it come back. That's a 10, so it looks like you've got it back.
This is my control.
Oh no, your control's 8. I thought it was your daring. You might need to up your control.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Sadly,
you did do it. In an impressive feat of strength, you managed to essentially rip the binders, or at least the chain link in between them.
Alright, and then to punch this one, it's a momentum.
It's going to be 1 momentum to gain yourself an additional major action, yes, but you can definitely punch this in.
Yeah, she's gonna punch that one.
Why not? Again, daring and security, difficulty 1. You've got foci for this, so. So, 2 dice with focus, and that's. Ooh, hello. That's
Order the bat lift.
Order of the Batleth. Okay.
Like, where's my Legion of Honor? Oh wait, it's named something different.
Yes, quite. So this guy has been knocked unconscious by one strong right cross. What am I saying?
One
It's
really
Star Trek.
hit-
It's probably the double fist hammer strike.
And a very, very angry Klingon that just broke her binders.
Yep. Boom, bang. So this guy's down, which means you do have the option of using your minor action to pick up his phaser.
Yeah, she will, and Shoot.
That's pretty much
no
it.
No one else has their hands in front of them that knows how to use a phaser.
Quite. Right then. So,
Because Gerkow's better with her fist.
the situation you find yourself in at the moment is that there are a good lot of Klingons. Osborne and his lot are now semi-distracted by you. As such, the amount of fire coming from the Klingons is starting to become overwhelming, and the Klingons have noticed you guys too. And they're not pleased to see you, so you guys are as much likely to start coming under fire as the mutineers and the mercenaries. So you have a chance here. Stay and fight, or retreat while everyone's distracted.
I think a tactical withdrawal might be prudent.
Bravely
is-
run away.
Of course, this corridor that nobody has gone down yet that you could potentially use, or back the way you came, and see if you can find another branching corridor that you didn't pass. That you did
That's
pass
perfectly
earlier. Blech, pardon me. Which do you think? At the moment, the only one between you and the way to the east is just this one guy that Tavish bumped into. And, of course, this guy is just on his knees being strangled by Gerkow.
Yeah, I
Back this
think we should go
way,
that way.
there is only that one guy directly in the way. So, again, up to you guys. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm in favour of, brave Sir Sott ran away.
Same. I just tried headbutting this guy, it didn't work.
Which way do you fancy? Back the way you came, or
Oh no, new way. Because
running
New
through crisscrossing phaser and disruptor fire? Okay.
Oh yeah, let's make it fun.
Can I, before we leave, pick up that guy's phaser that I'm choking out?
I'm going to say that since you're choking him out, it takes a couple of seconds for him to begin to pass out. So yeah, you'll be able to grab his phaser on the way, as he starts to go soft and slumps unconscious. So I'll throw you that phaser now. Spot on. So only 2 of you have got phasers, while everybody has to make a run in this direction to get away. Osborne and the mercenaries and the mutineer. Well, actually, no, there's no more mutineers. It's just the mercenaries. Are very much concentrating on the incoming fire from the Klingons. So as much as it looks like they might want to pursue you, they have more pressing goals. So this is your chance. Essentially, I would like a group check. So essentially, 1, maybe 2 people can assist a primary who is going to lead everybody else out in that direction under fire, and if you succeed, no one gets hit. If you fail, someone might take a stray shot. So this is essentially going to be fitness and security, I think. This is going to be
Would it
help for the horizon.
As we're running, Hopkins is like shooting the phaser at the Klingons to just
Suppressing
draw the
fire
fire
kind of
fully
thing?
on her.
Yep.
Yeah, and hopefully knock out a couple of the Klingons.
Cool. If you're doing that, that would suggest somebody else is in charge of leading everybody in that direction.
I
We got
think
this, Phlesc.
Got this, Phlesc. Or, Gerkow could.
Yeah, I think I've got the highest fitness and security, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen all you guys.
Yeah, you just saw a couple of rather pitiful performances just then. Yeah. So,
Except for from the captain.
except from the captain.
Whoa!
Wowzer! Alrighty, dang. Hot diggity dog. So essentially, Gerkow is like, for God's sake, guys. This way. Keep your heads down. And essentially leads them this way. Tavish, as much as you would really, really like to go for Osborne right now, there is so much crisscrossing fire.
Oh yeah, she knows when to, yeah.
Can I just get from Trasa a 1 dice control and security as you let off shots in the direction of the Klingons to try and keep their heads down? Because let's face it, at the moment the weight of fire is coming from the Klingons. The Osborne's lot are weltering under the fire. So there's an extra 1 there. So there we are. Cool. So, bringing up the rear, the captain lets off a few shots. Does manage to catch one of the Klingons as he tries drawing a bead on your group as you escape. But, yeah, Osborne and his guys are busy backing away, retreating, because there is just so much fire, and it looks like Captain Darkran is using a communicator to ask for reinforcements. That does leave you with an interesting ethical quandary insofar as Osborne has only brought these guys. So they're going to be grossly outnumbered, but it is the distraction you need to get free. So
The heart bleeds.
Well, quite. So you guys run on for a bit.
Once we're far enough away, Hopkins would be like, "All right, let's get these damn manacles off of you guys, and try to use the phaser to either cut them off or just like rip it apart."
Indeed. Okay, cool. Fine. You go for some distance until the sound of combat is way off and barely audible before you decide to actually draw to a stop to assess your situation. You come to a stop in this chamber here. Like I noted, there are a couple of computer banks that are on low power or standby. It's a bit difficult to tell. In recessed alcoves in the walls, but eventually you come to a stop. So yes, both Gerkow and Hopkins have both got phasers and therefore can assist the others with getting them free.
Can I, after that, donate my phaser to someone?
Who wants
Yeah.
Gerkow's phaser?
Hopkins is gonna hand her phaser to Dr. Sott. Like, here you go, Doctor.
Oh,
Thanks. I'm not sure you should trust me with that, but I'll probably end up just shooting myself in the foot, but we'll see.
It can't be any worse than you attempting a headbutt.
Hey, the wall never saw me coming.
Tavish
Yeah,
or Phlesc, do either of you want to take Gerkow up on her offer of a phaser?
No, thank you.
Yes, something's better than nothing.
Okay, I will throw that your way then. It's
Tavish,
somewhat
you think you
amusing
could,
to me that the two ladies are the most butch of the party.
Well,
There we
yeah,
are,
two out
Star
of the
Trek's
three.
great for role
Hey.
reversal.
24th century, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly. There are no more
Oh.
gender roles.
You've forgotten Flesk's holiday snap.
Well, quite.
I don't want to remember that. It is the most
Too late.
useful
Now it's
thing
in your
the
brain again.
world. Yeah,
Hey,
thank you.
Hey, Lily, can you figure out where the heck we are on one of these consoles? Maybe get a blueprint of this
Any-
place?
Is there any consoles around here?
Yes,
I
as it
don't-
turns out, in recessed alcoves in the far corners, there appear to be what look like standard Klingon computer consoles. So it currently looks like it's in low power mode, and when you just try and touch the interface pad, it comes up with a Klingon symbol. You don't have your communicators, and therefore your universal translators aren't with you.
Oh, great. Hopkins is going to come over and translate.
So essentially, the warning sigil that's blipped up on the screen flashing red. I mean, Tavish can guess what it is. It's essentially, access. It's a request for access authorization.
Oh.
Are you able to hack it?
Well, one computer system is similar to the next.
What do you think?
I mean, Hopkins could probably direct Tavish where to look, because there might be subtle differences in how Klingons build computers. I mean, they probably do it similar to how you would, just angrily.
No, it's fine. I've hacked Klingon systems before.
That you have. In this case, though, this is probably going to be a case of rewiring some of it.
Okay.
Almost like hot wiring it. So this is going to be a daring and engineering type jobby. But computers as a focus still works. If Hopkins wants to assist, that would probably not be a bad thing, as she tells her where to find certain things on the physical layout of a Klingon computer system.
Yeah.
So, inspiration or whatnot can, through presence and command, can probably work as an assist.
Oh no.
Good thing I do have the Order of the Bat left. I had like 3 of those.
And you are involved in this, so okay. So Tavish essentially goes for a piece of wiring, and Hopkins' attention is momentarily drawn away, and Hopkins just about turns back when she sees that Tavish is about to wire something that could probably make the whole console explode in a feedback loop. At which point it's the case of no. That goes there.
Oh, my bad.
They really must have worked you over, didn't they?
Have you seen my face recently?
Yes. she does have a very swollen left eye, so it's not so much that you can't see out of it, but it is, purple and puffy.
Look, you lot got knocked out with gas. I got beaten the hell up. Don't worry, Don't worry, Captain. We've got this.
Yes. I wonder how the ship's doing. I wonder how the loyal members are.
Don't worry. It'll be fine.
Okay. You managed to hotwire the computer system enough that it does spring to life. And you got one over and above what I needed, so one more in the momentum pool. So, the first thing that surprises you, or maybe it doesn't, is that the house sigil that comes up on the interface screen as it loads up is that of House Mokai, which, if anyone remembers their Klingon history, is the Klingon house that was a house of spies that, last you know, was systematically eradicated by a changeling. Now, the access you have is somewhat limited, and the screen does occasionally flicker and flash as if it's having trouble. Maybe it's old, hasn't been used in a long time, so you maybe have to give it a swift kick to make the display stabilize. But your ability to access secure files requires a level of code access that you currently can't attain. But what you do have access to is a technical readout that suggests that there is currently a shield up over the installation, which is currently preventing communications or transporters from getting through. So this facility has essentially been sealed off from the outside. There's an indication that the Klingon crew landed a shuttle nearby, and so that's one way that the Klingons could bring in more reinforcements if they wanted to. This means that Osborne and his small crew are essentially now cut off from support. So, we'll see. But you are able to bring up a schematic of the installation that you're currently in. And when you do, you find that it is this strange, multi-leveled, almost, if you can imagine it, a ziggurat, but with another ziggurat latched onto the bottom, so it's almost like a diamond. It goes up and it also goes down further into the earth. where in the areas that go down, and it seems there are plenty of stairwells that lead down, you find evidence that there does appear to be a central control room, which, if you're reading this map right, and you think you are, you can follow the current corridor that you have got to your current east, go down a few levels, and it looks like you would have to pass through some large chamber that the schematic doesn't exactly help you out with what that chamber is or why it's so huge and why it's pulling so much power. But if you can get through that large chamber, you should have a straight run then to the control room.
Let's go to the ominously large chamber.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Get to the control room, turn the force field off, get the hell out of here.
Precisely. If anywhere's going to
Oh,
have
and
the force field controls,
Tavish.
it is likely to be that place.
What's up?
Get a copy of this installation schematics. We should look at this once we're safe.
I can't at the moment.
Yep, nobody has a pad, nobody has any data chips or isolinear crystals, and Neshlel is currently offline.
Neshlel's offline at the moment.
Who's got the
Anyone got a
best
good
memory?
photographic memory?
Does anybody indeed have an eidetic memory? Well, no, but you're all smart people. So between you, I mean...
Let's all remember a room each. I'll remember the kitchen.
And from the kitchen it was left.
I'll remember the dining room.
From the dining room
I'll
it
remember
was
the
a stairwell
armory.
straight down.
I got
There's
the
also
armory.
The armory, okay.
Hold on. I've just found a lead pipe in a dining room.
Did you also find
Alright, it
Miss
wasn't the
Scarlett?
doctor in the...
Glad somebody got my reference.
If you want to, I will allow a momentum spend for you to have found something you can use as a rudimentary bludgeon.
Spend it.
Oh.
Alrighty.
It was the doctor in the ambush chamber with the headbutt. Oh wait, no.
Come on, Phlesc, I just gave you a phaser.
Well, you know, who wants the disused pipe as a weapon?
It's basically a spanner. Give it to Tavish.
Give it to Tavish. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Why? No, don't give it to me. Give it to one of the people who can actually do something with it.
Well, the people who can actually do something are the ones who can actually do something with their bare hands. And the other two are the ones with phasers.
Tavish is the right choice.
I don't really want to get into more physical violence. I've had enough of it today.
Yeah, but this time it'll be you enacting it on others, not the other way around.
Yeah, you might not get a choice, Tavish.
Hey, Tavish, just remember, you might be able to use it against,
Born.
Oh, what's his name?
Osborne?
Osborne.
Oh. I was trying to come up with a...
Oh, you were trying to come up with a nickname. Right, sorry.
Yeah, an insulting name.
There are words that suggest themselves, but this stream is PG-13, so...
I know.
Don't worry. Just gonna use my hands.
These hands.
Use your hands whilst holding a pipe.
No. I'm using my hands. And seeing this is a PG-13, I'm not going to actually say what I'm going to do. But I'm going to tell you. But in the Discord, I'm going to tell you which body part she's going to use her hands on.
It's going to be a GIF, isn't it? No, there we
Hero.
are. Oh dear God. Okay. Yeah,
Whoa.
that is. That is. Let's see. What's an appropriate one? That is probably Star Trek Discovery levels of violence there. I think.
Yeah. I was nice and didn't say what I was going to do out loud.
Alright then. You've got a fairly good idea, and yeah, the idea you just had of each of you remembering a different part of the path is probably quite clever, actually, because then it's not on just one person to remember everything. When you get to one bit, it takes someone else's turn to take over to remember this one piece of information each. So, for that bit of inspired thinking, I will award you an extra momentum. And so, you start, unless you've got anything else you want to do, then you start making your way further through the installation. Now, for the most part, you come across places that look like a mess hall, a kitchen, an armory, but all of them are empty, disused, quiet, dark, not a soul in sight. It starts to get that kind of creepy liminal space feeling where there's obvious signs of previous occupation, but there currently isn't anymore. So, you proceed onwards until you come to a large set of what look like cargo bay level doors. Big, thick, double doors that are interlocked. They appear to be the entrance to this overlarge chamber that you were expecting to enter. So, how do you propose to get into this ominously large chamber?
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Does this panel is the Klingons like kind of thing the same as Starfleet? Does it have a manual override?
Ah, that is a very good question, and one would hope so. Because, you know, things go wrong. So I'm gonna go with, since you're actively looking for it, yes, there is one.
Okay.
One thing you do notice, though, is that the control panel and the doors themselves look a lot more recent than everything else you've thus far encountered in this installation. These are definitely newer. So, if you want to use the manual override, I would suggest that is a... Now, in this case, it's going to be a fitness and engineering because it's a typically Klingon one, which means you need a good amount of physical strength to actually crank the lever and pull it.
Obviously, ain't going to do that.
So, whoever wants to give that a try can feel free to give that a try.
Got a Klingon to hand?
We do have a Klingon to hand, plus there's Gerkow, whose fitness and engineering are not bad at all.
Fitness and engineering. If you want Hopkins to do fitness and engineering.
Well, yes,
No,
Hopkins' fitness and engineering isn't awesome.
Oh. Okay.
Phlesk's
It'll be
fitness
the-
is not awesome either. Tavish's fitness is worse than those two.
Yeah, oh.
Don't even mention that.
So, yeah, Gerkow
Back
is
to
the
the
fittest of
Klingon
everybody by
Empire.
quite the margin.
Let the Gerk
Yeah.
do it. Stand aside.
I'm sorry, the Gerk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gerk. I'll let you go back.
Yeah,
The
fitness
no,
and
I'm holding
engineering
on to
will be
that
a
now.
repeat of Sott trying to headbutt somebody, but engineering-wise.
Fair enough. Gerkow then, fitness and engineering. For some reason, I don't think we've ever come across a reason for you to have crank a Klingon override handle as a focus, so...
Aww.
But hey, things can change.
I don't know, it's like hand-to-hand combat, surely.
Well, you're
It's
not
Klingon.
fighting.
Oh, wow.
Well, you kind of are, but no, you don't need to. Okay, nope, that's fine. Gerkow once again shows her superior Tellarite strength. Finds the panel, flips it open, grabs the crank handle. It does seem to not want to relent initially, but then with a bit of straining, it does slot into position where she can pull it and it does indeed open the doors enough. But the lock gives off with a hiss of hydraulics, and the large doors start to draw noisily back into the wall, allowing you access to the darkened chamber beyond. So let me change the ambience as we go to... Yep, so I need your tokens for this, so let's gather you all in a place that I can cluster you. And what you find surprises you. As I put you all in like that. The doors slide shut and lock with a hiss as you find yourself in what looks to be some kind of massive holodeck. There appears to be some form of control panel room, some kind of control room on the other side. But you've got this odd feeling. But so far, nothing's happening.
Oh no.
Shall we stick to the walls? Surely must be a panel hidden.
I say we just
Inside the
shoot the controls from here, so it doesn't switch on.
Well, the trouble is, the control room is behind essentially glass. Some kind of plexiglass, or armored glass maybe, looking into this chamber.
Targets the emitters, the holographic emitters.
Yeah, you can't see them.
Oh.
No.
I mean, you imagine that maybe the emitters are in these panels in the walls, but the panels in the walls look the same kind of featureless blue as the panels in the floor.
Can we see the door?
You can see our door on the other side, and you can see the door that you just came through, certainly.
Right. Peg it. Oh, no, not
As
everyone.
far as you move, as soon as you move, something happens. As soon as Gerkow steps, let's say, by there, the floor panel underneath Gerkow's foot glows.
Oh no.
And if I can find it, a computer voice echoes around. Simulation beginning. There's a feeling of static building in the air as all of you who have hairs on your body feel them prickle up as there's a build of a prickly sensation that goes down your skin as you can feel a hum of all the various emitters in the room start to activate. But you also see parts of the floor shift and move around as the whole area starts to reconfigure itself, and before long it makes itself into an entirely different place. As you find yourself inside what looks to be a recreation of the Klingon fighting pit in Narendra Station. Not only that, but a character has appeared in the middle of the arena. It looks like that's Tactical Officer Thorek of Captain Akul's group. And he's standing there looking, points challengingly at Hopkins. It's time for our battle, little girl. Or are you too afraid to face a full-blooded Klingon?
In your dreams, old man.
Now, as much as you all can hear the sound of an arena crowd, when you actually look up, you don't see anybody. There's no characters filled in on the stands. It's just yourselves. But it seems like... Yes. There is a challenger for Hopkins.
As she's walking up, she's like cracking her neck.
Mark, you're going to say something?
No, it was me.
it's
Can
you.
I start looking around to find out where the edge of the where the edge is? I want to find some way to stop this simulation from the inside.
Sure. Let's see. What's best for this? Insight and engineering. From anybody who wants to try. Anybody who's got focus of holography or anything like that would be probably in a better position. But yes, Hopkins loading her biceps. Right, gotcha.
Is it
Phlesc is also going to be looking for the exit.
So both of you, insight and engineering. You may as well assist each other. Meanwhile, well, Trasa, this is basic combat, so he is going to
Legion of Honor.
assist.
That's my last one.
That's your last Legion of Honor, oh dear. So it's down to Tavish. 1 success. Okay. It's really tough. This is possibly one of the most advanced holographic simulation technologies that you've yet seen. Just putting your hand down on the floor actively feels like the texture it should. And the fact that bits of the floor have moved up, rotated, and realigned makes it really very difficult for you to get your bearings as to where you were before. So you're having immense trouble trying to find the joins, as it were, for the time being. But meanwhile, we are on to a fight. So needless to say that Thorek knows you're coming, and so has given you a difficulty of 2 to overcome. So when you make a melee attack or a targeted, you can buy 1 or more d20s by adding to threat. So are you giving me extra threat?
Yeah, I'll give you 1 extra.
That's fine. So you may re-roll the dice pool for your task roll. So yeah, you've got to get 2 or over in order to get at him. So go for it.
Yeah, and then focus in hand-to-hand combat.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what else do I want to... No, I'll save that for when I face the O'Brien wannabe.
That's a lot of dice. That is 3 successes. You get 1 over and above what is needed. You've got a full momentum pool, so that may as well go into adding to damage, except it takes 2 to add to damage. So
hang on. Let me see
you
if
can spend 1 momentum and have an extra point of damage in there.
Now, let me see if I can't re-roll that 16 for a success.
Sure. There is a re-roll button right there on the results. So let's see what we get. Ooh, that is much better. Jeez Louise, it goes up to 4 successes. Which means you've now got the extra 2 you need to up the damage by 1 without having to spend any momentum. Clever. Which means that your unarmed strike hits with a 2. It goes up to 3. This guy is using his stress pool for this fight, as he takes a shot from Hopkins that he didn't quite see coming. So he spits, realigns his jaw, and goes, all right then, now we have a fight. So it's his turn to go back. So now you roll daring and security in order to resist his attack. Okay, so he has to get a 1 or over. So he is going to do... What else has he got here? Times of an attack punches whenever it hits with threat. To me, re-roll any number of d20s. Let's do that. We spend that threat that you just gave me. So I can re-roll. Oh, I got a 20. I'm going to re-roll that. So he gets over It's great that I get to choose which dice I get to reroll. Alright, so that turns into 3 successes, so he gets 2, which means he inflicts 3 on you, which means that unless you want a grade 3 injury, you can use stress to avoid it. But you need to take 3 stress. There we go. Alright, the rest of you, before round 2 between these two guys happens, are you going to assist, or are you going to try something different? Or are you just watching?
I'm gonna keep looking.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Or to keep assisting.
And I
Alright.
start trashing the place.
Let's see. I want insight and engineering from the previous 2, but for Connie I want a daring and security, but just 1 dice.
Okay.
Let's see how many we get here. That's not bad. That is bad.
Ugh.
That's not bad at all. Okay, lots of 3 successes there. Okay. You're starting to get the lay of the land a little bit. These outcroppings of rock that you're next to are apparently parts of the floor that have gone up and leveled themselves, but they're also emitting holograms. But as soon as Gerkow gives it a kick, it feels pretty solid. So they've definitely gone for a level of realism that you can't get with a holodeck, because they've actually physically represented physical obstacles by having pieces of the environment actually happen in the environment. So they've had like a floor panel raise up with a floor panel next to it slightly lower than that one in order to simulate the presence of these rocks, so you do actually have a physical presence to rest up against. What that means for what Trasa's currently fighting, you're not entirely certain. Whether this is essentially a hard light hologram, or if she's fighting some kind of hologram overlaid robot. Not entirely evident. But for the moment, though, you're finding it very difficult to gain access to any of the power conduits. But if they'd wanted to kill you with the simulation or something like that, then you probably would be dying around about now. So there's just something about this that seems odd. I mean, the big question here is why? Why this simulation? Why this specific simulation to you? Why this character? You know, Tactical Officer Thorek. Why him? Why the recreation of the Klingon fighting arena on the Narendra station? With enough time, you could probably jam something into the hologram emitters and start disrupting it, but at the same time, there's a certain amount of professional curiosity going on here. Nevertheless,
I was going to say, Tavish has a fall and just kind of says it out loud. Is this like for an? Is this for like an invasion or something?
right, so that's the difficulty that Trasa has to get over in order to hit Tactical Officer Thorek. You have a full momentum pool still, and you're giving me threat back. Okay.
Yeah, use the momentum as well.
Okay, so give him a threat and buy one with the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever helps. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Woof! There's a 20 in there.
My last order of the batleth.
Alright,
no, I can
your
reroll.
last order of the
Wait.
batleth.
Wait, I can reroll that 20.
Yes, you can. I was about to suggest, but, you know, far be it for me to... Ooh, hello, hey. That's
She
an
didn't like
extra
that. She didn't like it
3
much.
damage you could pile on that. Actually, no, what was his successes? Just 2. So you've got 4. So you could add 2 damage on top of what you already do to make it 4. Good grief. Well, bam!
Yep.
So again, he's going to retaliate, so if you could do your daring and security for me as your resistance against his attack. Because, my god. Ooh, hello. That is a big old 4 successes he needs to overcome. Yee gods. Hey, is he going to do it, folks? Let's spend that threat that you just gave me. What's this? Yeah, that's fine. Resist battle means... Can't do that. So it's just going to be standard to perform attack with an extra dice. In we go. 4 successes as well. Which means he only gets to inflict 2 on Trasa. It's now down to this last shot. If he manages to land 1 more hit on Hopkins, she's down, but if she manages to replicate the couple of shots she's put in, she might win this fight.
You've got
Anything
a load
else?
of momentum.
You've got a load of
Still.
momentum, yes indeed. Anybody else want to assist or do anything else in any way? They can, now's the time to, but it looks like it's
And
down to
she's
the
got
wire
this.
with Trasa and Thorek.
I kind of want to, because the fact that I can re-roll using threat as well is great.
Whatever you want to do.
So yeah, I will do the same thing I did the last.
Alright. Adding threat back, so you can re-roll. I better roll his thing first, hadn't I? You want a monumental 5 versus his... Not as much. So, which means that you did hit, you got 3 over what was needed, 2 of which can go into extra damage. That is a 3. He is down!
And then 1 momentum goes back.
1 momentum goes back. So there's a really, really brutal exchange, a brutal but precise exchange between Hopkins and Thorek, as you see them getting the measure of one another, but Trasa does start picking him apart bit by bit. He does retaliate, but in the end, Hopkins wins out, at which point that voice comes back. Simulation 1 complete. Moving on to second simulation.
Oh no.
Area changes again.
Why do I have a feeling it's like the competition we had just before we left Narinja Station?
What is this? This is going to be... Ah, right. Let's change the...
What is this, the Kobe Harvester Maru now?
No! You find yourselves on board a smaller but more contemporary Starfleet bridge. There are apparently a lot of people hanging around, injured. They're accompanying sparking, flaming consoles. Everybody's a bit confused as to where they are or what's going on, except for Dr. Sott, who thinks he recognizes this. In fact, now he looks around. Yes, this is the bridge of the USS Lantry, where Dr. Sott had served before. Which means that in all likelihood, this is the day where where the crew encountered a truly alien being. Sure enough, on the what do they call it? View screen. On the view screen display, Dr. Sott can see that there is a gigantic cosmozoan spaceborne life form composed of brilliant flashing blue lights, almost like a living cloud, and it is giving off sharp zaps and sparks of electricity that appear to be grounding themselves in the ship. Every now and again the whole ship rumbles as members of the crew are essentially either down, injured, or they're just plain panicked, or at the very least what's a grade down from panicked? concerned, alarmed, that'll do, about what's going on. They can't seem to break free from the Cosmozoan creature's electromagnetic grasp. Any attempt at firing phasers has proven to be ineffectual. So, it came down to decisions that Dr. Sott made that day.
I found my way to the captain's chair, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. Right, well then, yeah, I know what to do, supposedly. What did I do?
So I would like you to
initiate
give me an insight and
communication.
medicine check, please. With trauma surgery as a focus. The result didn't come up, but I saw a 9.
They didn't show a mine at all. Let me try that again.
A 9 does mean a success. No, it's not. That's an 8. That is 1 success. A 12 is 2 successes. So, yeah, you got 2 successes on that.
I'm going to log out and back in because I
That's
wasn't
fine.
seeing those at all.
Yeah.
I saw the dice, but I haven't seen it record the result in the right-hand column. So, yeah, best to either give it a reset on your end, or we all have to. So, let's wait for a moment.
Bear me a sec.
But in regards to the result of your roll, you have a moment of epiphany in that the Cosmozoan, the energy cloud is reacting as if it were a living thing. As such, the ship itself is as one great big powerful electromagnetic field giving off. So, hang on, let's just see if these numbers work. Yes, they do. There we go. Excellent.
There we go. I saw that as well.
Yes. So we'll keep your result of 2 that I tweaked from earlier. But yeah, firing phases does nothing because this is an energy entity for the most part. But there's something in its demeanor, the way that it is not attacking the ship, but it is clinging to the ship and behaving, that suggests it's some kind of energy life form. And so treating it as a patient rather than as an attacking entity might be the way through this. So, if it's an electromagnetic creature that might be hurt, might be frightened, then using elements of the ship that can produce electromagnetics to help it might be the way forwards.
I'm down with that. That sort of sounds like potentially a Tavish and Gerkow jobby as well to assist, potentially, that kind of thing.
Yeah, certainly.
I will relay all that to the crew.
Cool. So what the crew essentially get as meaning here is that there needs to be a way of extending and manipulating the ship's electromagnetic field. Best way to do that is more than likely through, surprise, surprise, the main deflector. So you're probably going to need to do some changes to the main deflector in order to allow it to do this. So, with the guidance of Dr. Sott, yes, Gerkow and Tavish can assist this in whatever way they wish. Probably through control and science or control and engineering, respectively, to their individual characters.
Okay. Any focuses?
Your experimental tech one would certainly work.
Okay.
Gerkow's statistical probability would probably go into this too.
And it's one
And
dice.
I can assist as well with ET as well.
Cool, but you're going to need to take probably 1 or 2 momentum off. Yeah, that's to join join the ranks of the assisting.
That means that parent figure can
Yes.
be used.
Very good.
Would it be worth attempting, as we now have access to some kind of console, to sort of hack into the holodeck computer using these consoles?
You could try, but then you wouldn't be assisting the Dr. Sott action. You could do it as your own separate thing.
What was the role? Sorry, I'm assisting.
I was going for reason and engineering.
Cool.
Or was it control? Did I say control? Control and engineering. My pardon. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, it's the same for me because they're all
Fair enough.
10s. Oh, hello.
Good rolls. More good rolls. So is Gerkow trying to hack computer, or is Gerkow assisting with realigning deflector?
I'll assist. I would have suggested Tavish hack her voice because she doesn't know anything. And then Gerkow, I mean, in hacking. So I'll assist for now. So that's control and
Science for
engineering
you.
as well.
Control and science for you.
beautiful. We've got focus.
Yes, please. And another success. Alright, so with 2, 3, 4 already, Dr. Sott can give us reason and medicine with your focus of trauma surgery, essentially.
Cool, I'm guessing I'm leading as well.
Yes, 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 2 dice.
Cool.
Very nice. 6 in total, good lord. So essentially, you recognize that the creature has suffered some kind of damage to itself and is losing cohesion of its form, and you're trying to utilize the ambient electromagnetic field of the ship to essentially gain more energy so it can heal itself, but using the main deflector and under Dr. Sott's expert guidance, you essentially create a electromagnetic beam that acts as almost like a suture to start stitching the energy cloud's wound together. And yeah, it takes a couple of moments of guiding the beam precisely with Dr. Sott's precise guidance, and eventually, yes, the energy creature, its energy output becomes less frantic and starts to become a more controlled pulse, and you get the impression that this creature is now feeling much better, as the characters representing the crew of the Lantry start looking at the view screen and then looking at Dr. Sott as if to suggest, wow, I'd never have thought of that. And then once again you hear the voice. Simulation complete. Moving on to next simulation. Which one is the next simulation? Oh, yes. As the emitters realign themselves and we find ourselves at a casino.
Oh my.
There is a Dabo wheel. Sorry, a Dabo table. Pardon me. There is a Dabo table surrounded by a load of Ferengi. There are other amusements, of course, scattered throughout the casino, but primarily underneath a very, very big spotlight is a Dabo table. And there's a quartet of Ferengi who are looking back at Gerkow going, well, come on, are you joining or not?
Gerkow's gonna crack her knuckles and be like, stand back, folks. Let me take this on.
Hopkins is gonna look at both Phlesc and Tavish.
Oh,
I
Phlesc
think
is
this may-
on
Go
the
on.
dance. Is this a dance thing? What is
Yes,
this?
that's a dance thing.
Yeah, Phlesc is busy. he's using the dance machine.
What were you saying, Liz?
He's gonna be like, I think this holodeck is taking memories from our past.
You think? Sorry, Captain. I don't mean to be thinking over, just my face really hurts.
I know, Dr. Sott, can you do something about Tavish's face? Also,
Not really. He hasn't got any of his medical equipment. It's fine. Look,
Put some
just
ice on
let
it.
me, Captain. Just
Hey,
let me.
we're at a bar. Just go order like
We're
an
at a
ice.
bar, that's a good point. Get ice.
Oh, hold on. This is a holodeck. I can't take ice with me.
That's a shame. But for a moment, there might be relief. Yeah,
Right.
Phlesc is using the dance machine, and he's... Well, how is he? You know what? Coordination
Yep,
is...
roll.
Let's go fitness and... Fitness and command. I want to see how well you do at this dance game.
Pretty good.
Extraordinarily well, as it turns out. Phlesc has not only got abs, he's got rhythm. No wonder he's been married so many times. Tavish is going on one of the bike games over there. So, as you can see, there are plenty of entertainments and amusements around, but it seems the main focus of this area is the Dabo table.
Haven't even noticed it.
So, rather than do each individual Ferengi player and have this take an age and a half, there's going to be a set difficulty to winning the Dabo, and it'll either get easier or harder, and we're going for best of 3 rounds. So I'm going to do one overall roll for the Ferengi, and then we'll get a roll from Gerkow to see how she does. So, where are the controls for? There we go. So, I am looking for... Now, what do you use for Dabo? Because it's as much a game about chance as it is also seeing patterns.
I've got this game down to a science.
You do, which is why you've got the statistical probability focus in the first place. So, this is going to be a science jobby for you, isn't it? For them, it's probably going to be something more like... Probably more like command for them, isn't it? So, that will make it... that for them. And your ability to do it's probably going to be... Ooh, now, would it be insight or reason for you? Or daring? Well, actually, that would be the thing with Gerkow. What tactic you'd have to use per round? Do you want to be daring and just go seat of your pants and see how it lands? Do you want to go for insight to see if you can read how, get maybe a feel for how it might go, or do you want to use reason to try and actively work out the maths of it in your brain?
I think for this first round, it's got to be insight. Get a feel of what's going on.
Cool. Now I'm going to roll for the Ferengi first. They're not going to add any extra dice to the attempt. This is going to be just them a general attempt at it, and that's a pretty good one for their first. Woof. So they put lots of bets on lots of places, so it could be any of them. So how is Gerkow going to respond?
Let's see.
Meanwhile,
Just
Tavish,
look
this
at-
racing game is taking your mind off the pain in your jaw for a time.
Oh, fantastic.
Where has Hopkins gone? All the way up there. Okay.
Just looking at what goodies I have. Actually, let's go. Let's just do it as is for now. See what happens. I might take a point of momentum to roll 3 dice though.
That's entirely there for you to use if the group agrees.
Yep.
Right-ho. Because you are against a pretty
Okay.
hefty bet at the start.
Oh yes. So insight, science, focus. Oh, God, focus.
Oh, matches them. Okay. No one comes out the clear winner there, but you're definitely still in the game. So obviously they tried putting a lot down at first to try and see if they could scare you off with how much they've got to play with. But of course you felt that out and put down your own, and you wanted to stay in it. So yes, okay. Ferengi are now going to try and be a bit more cunning with it. Let's see. Keep it to that. Using focus. But they are going to play with more dice. Ooh. And it backfires against them. They don't put in as well as they expected, so yes, this gives you an opening.
I will then go change my attribute to daring. I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to use a star cross as I roll this.
Nice.
So that's dedicated focus as well.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is episode 38?
That was a lot. So, yeah, essentially you win a huge take there. So everything that the Ferengi put down, they've just lost to you. As you now have a mountain, a stack of latinum bars. They've got some left, and they're starting to... They've obviously got some kind of secret code they're sharing amongst each other. And you've been up against this before, where Ferengi pretend to be opponents, but they're all actually in it together. Trying to, you know, fleece the non-Ferengi out of everything they've got. So they put their heads together.
The Ferengi right now.
What was that?
I said the Ferengi right now.
Yes, very good gift there. I think that works out well. They are going to use their dedicated focus for this, which means I'm going to nick off with another threat there. They are doing their last-ditch effort. Oh, and I got a 20!
Ho ho!
Oof. I am going to have to spend another 1-2 threat to essentially use a value there that profit over everything else to reroll that 20. Dang! And it wasn't much better, so no, it's still at 2 successes. So they almost blow it for themselves there. Can Gerkow compensate? Take advantage of... So not compensate. Can you take advantage of their mistake?
Okay, I'm going to go as normal. I might roll 3 again if that's alright, so I'm going to take a point of momentum.
Nobody objects, it seems?
No.
Nope.
So regular god focus. Let's go.
Ooh, only 1 success! So they win some of your take. Can you...
I'm gonna use determination. I'm gonna stick it to the man, and if I stick it to the man, I'm gonna stick it to the Ferengi.
For a clean sweep. Actually, it wasn't a clean sweep.
Exactly.
The first was a draw, second was yours. If you want to make it a definitive 2 out of 3, then yep. Remember to note down the episode. It's episode 38.5. Mutiny.
8.5.
Sticking it to the man to win at Dabo.
Okay. Oh, here we are. Right here. Yes. Okay. So.
And that determination, re-roll that dice.
Okay, reroll where. Like, don't know which one to. Well, I guess 17. Can I just reroll as per the chat? Reroll or?
Yeah, press the button that says reroll. It'll ask you to choose which dice you want to reroll.
Okay.
That's better. 2 successes, which means you equal them, which means overall you win the Durbo game. So that was 2 draws and 1 in an unequivocal success. The cheers happened just at that specific point in time. The Ferengis still have some Latinum to themselves, but they didn't make away with as big a take as they wanted to. And so, as a best of 3, Gerkow definitely won that. So you've got a stack of Latinum, and, you know, part of you knows this is a simulation, so it's like...
So you don't get to keep it.
Can I, like, just toss it around and be like, come on, buy yourself a drink.
Yeah. Buy yourself something pretty. Once again. Simulation complete. Activating next simulation. Where do we go next? As we go for... We find ourselves in the engineering section of a Starfleet ship. The ship is a shudder and a quake. Something serious is going on. Tavish, this looks like the engineering section of the USS Pharaoh. Which means this could very well be that day that you solved that engineering crisis they had. The ship had apparently come under fire from a Zenkethi ship and had suffered damage to its warp engines. And to discover what damage to the warp engines, I am going to consult the complications table that came with the technical manual not long ago. Love me a table. So let's see, the random result on warp drive complication is... The warp coils have sprung a leak, leaving a glowing trail of plasma and highly ionized deuterium for light days behind the starship. You're leaking fuel. Well, you need to solve this, and solve this quick, but in such a way that is new.
Hey,
This isn't the exact problem that that happened on the Pharaoh. It seems that the simulation has come up with a different, similar problem.
Has anybody got any chewing gum?
Go on, MacGyver.
There are replicators about if you really want to go for it.
I need some chewing gum, some sticky back plastic. And I need some water and some glue.
Interesting.
I don't. No, don't take me seriously there. Please don't.
Fine.
I call this the blue pit. I call this the blue pit special.
I think it was always was it Trident chewing gum mastification for battle stations?
Yes, it
Right.
was.
Getting a little close to past our PG-13 rating there, but I'll allow it. Because of the way it could be mistaken.
Probably first finding out where the leak is then.
Sure, well it says that the warp coils themselves have sprung a leak.
Okay,
that's
so
back in the nacelles.
And then go into the nacelles and finding which coils are leaking.
Well, the problem with that is that from the damage that the Pharaoh had taken, the access points between here and there are savaged, but you've got control mechanisms and consoles right here to divert or shut off flows, so you could at least do that from here.
Yes.
I just
All
realised
You
the
don't
word
necessarily
over
have to be the
over
only one to do it too, so
apologise.
this will be a difficulty 2 control and engineering test to shut down the plasma going into, and the plasma and the deuterium feeds going into the coils.
Right. Using the focus for power systems.
Right.
Assist.
If you want.
Can
Oof. Probably needed.
Cool. Control and
There's been a
engineering.
load of twit. There's been a load
Yes,
of
there
20s
has.
today.
Phlesc, get on a console quick.
All right. I have a focused in power systems. I will use a star cross. And I will steal a momentum to roll 2 dice.
Right on.
There we go.
Okay,
Something.
so that is a success. Does it? Are you able to take care of the complication?
No. No, I
You
can't.
are?
Right.
Parent figure.
Nope, need a third person.
Oh.
And 2 or more characters are involved.
Well, perfect.
2 other characters, 2 or more other characters. Hey, Gerkow, come help with probably.
Or
My
anybody.
God, focus.
Sure. But you'll need to spend the momentum to add Gerkow too.
I was going to say, it's only a complication. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, considering
We
you're
eject-
dealing with a warp leak.
It's fine.
Simulation, we'll just eject the warp core into the into fake space.
My God.
If you want to add Gerkow, that costs you our momentum, but
Go for it.
Yeah.
control and engineering will be required to help vent to close off the fuel feeds going to the damaged nacelles.
It could have been so much worse.
Can I use God focus or?
Sure.
Okay.
There are procedures in
take that.
place for a reason. So,
Yeah. As long as there's no complication, and then Mark can use her. But yeah.
so I'll take the 3 rather than the 16, which still gives us 2 successes from that.
Nice.
Because you were meant to be assisting, not taking over.
Oop.
Taking over. Take that away as well because you added 1C. So that means the parent figure can apply, which means the complication is now summarily ignored, which was a close one. You nearly closed off. You didn't quite close off the feed safely. You almost caused a potentially catastrophic build-up. So you had to vent it carefully. You had to close the feed slowly and carefully rather than just shutting it off all of a sudden. But thankfully, other people were there to catch it.
I've been me blown myself up twice this
Wow.
session.
You and explosions tend to go hand in hand, I find, but there we go.
Don't worry,
So-
I don't look at explosions.
Now you've got the fuel leak problem fixed. There's the problem that the ship still needs to be propelled through space somehow, and this was where you created an ingenious engineering solution, I do believe.
Okie dokie.
So this is your chance to come up with something really wacky and out there,
Okie dokie. Alright.
which either way will
So-
be a difficulty 3 engineering attempt.
Okie dokie.
No, difficulty 2, but with a complication range of 2.
Okie dokie. Let's have a think. Right. The nacelles aren't working. All we have are at the moment. We can't. So we can't go.
You've only got impulse, the impulse drive for the most part, but you still have warp power.
Yeah, that. Perfectly honest, my mind's kind of
My mind's kind of going to something that is really, really out there.
That's what you need to do then. It's a sign.
I'm going to use. I'm going to feed the warp power to the what's it called? What did you say?
Impulse engines.
The impulse engines, yes. And while probably kind of using it as like a burst thing, so we can get back to a station.
No problem, Chris.
Not a kind of full like going into warp, but kind of like, you know, jumping with warp a little bit.
So essentially using a sublight drive to hit warp 1.
Yes.
Gotcha. Needless to say, if this goes wrong,
well,
you might end up pancaking the entire crew. So,
yeah. Oh, I haven't got bad engineer for nothing.
well, quite. This was probably one of those situations where you were given that moniker.
Yes.
You want to do what with the impulse engines? Hang on, Captain. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
No, I don't know what to do here. I kind of want to use a determination, but at the same time, I kind of want to give myself another determination.
It's entirely up to
You want to make it harder.
Oh, no, I better use a determination here.
Remember, the complication range is up by is gone up to 2 now as well, so it's 19s or 20s that could see complications hit.
And if I make it harder, then isn't the complication range goes up, or is it the...
I'll probably make it difficulty 3 with a complication range of 2.
Well, if I can get get a Gerkow and a Phlesc to help, I may be able to get myself. I may have to. I may be able to do a. I may be able to get myself another determination.
I will also get a determination for myself by making it a difficulty 4 if you bring me in.
Oh my
God. Just to give you that warning.
Okay.
Am I the only one that wouldn't want to try to make it harder on poor Tavish?
Tavish wants to make it harder for herself, apparently, so, you know, Phlesk's just joining in at this point.
You know what?
You know what? It's not enough of a challenge.
There you go. I've decided. I am making.
I'm going to
it
put
harder.
a proviso on this, though. If you are actively making it more difficult for yourself by using one of your values as a means of making the situation harder, you're not going to be able to spend a determination because you're already gaining a determination. It's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And this is now difficulty 4 if 2 of you are putting complications in.
If Tavish doesn't make it harder, I won't make it harder.
Tavish is making it harder. Dave's already checked an extra determination point in there.
Alright, here we go. There's a tool for every problem.
Difficulty 4 then,
desperation.
okay. So hang on,
Desperation
you're
breeds
using, there's a
inspiration.
tool for every situation to make things harder for yourself, so you're actively sabotaging things to make it more difficult for yourself.
No. Desperation breeds inspiration, so it's a desperate situation. And I'm probably rushing. That's why it's more difficult.
I'm going to use Mad Engineer.
Well, yes. You know what I haven't done yet? Is feed the Heisenberg compensators directly into the warp core!
Yeah, that is exactly what you're speaking. No. You know what? Nah, we don't need this safety bit. I don't need that. Don't need that either. Oh no, they're all safety stuff. It's fine. It'll work.
Now, if I remember my track
is this
tech...
is this a
negative, by the way?
This is not challenging a value, no. If anything, it's it's a full-blown use of your value, but
Okay.
making life more difficult for yourself. So you're not challenging your value because the value itself hasn't changed. It's very much being used.
So
think it's
do
the
you want me
highest-
to use? Do you want me to use obsessive tendencies then for this, as she's going to want to make sure everything's right instead of doing it very quickly, because then it's more of a negative and it's why it's harder.
That might work. Yeah, that could work as an explanation.
Would it be? Yeah, it would be a negative, wouldn't it?
It's not a negative.
Not a positive.
No, because you're not challenging it. But it's
Oh.
it's that value that's making life more difficult for yourself. So rather than challenging a value, which you are not, you are stating that this value I have of being obsessive about things is at this moment in time making a situation that needs to happen quickly happen a little less quickly than it maybe should.
Okay, and this is episode 39.
38.5 to be technical, because this is an in-between episode.
5 and what is it called?
Mutiny.
So,
Now,
because
go
of
on.
maintenance specialist, I can still ignore the first complication, but we don't need to bring someone else in.
Okay.
But in addition to that, I'm going to use another star-cross and buy another dice for me. So I'm rolling 2. And if Tavish isn't doing anything else, I might steal another dice to maximize that star-cross.
Which will cost you 2 more momentum.
Which is cool.
I was gonna take a dice.
Well, that will take the last momentum.
Okay. Well,
Look, we don't need to-
No, don't worry. I won't take the dice. Just take it.
Do you have a star-cross to double your range?
I do. Yes.
Do it. We'll just empty the momentum pool.
No,
There
no,
we go.
don't empty the momentum
Oh.
pool, because we don't know if anybody else is going to want to use it.
No, we're going to get it all back, because we're awesome.
I like the confidence. Now, I was trying to remember my tech, and I think actually the Heisenberg compensator belongs to the transporter. There's something else that the warp engines, or the concept of faster than light travel for starships has to use. I think it's some kind of relativistic thing, because the whole thing with the passage of time being different for those outside the ship than inside the ship. So yeah, that's how you're able to go from one place to another without the population of the people that you're going to visit on a different planet aging by several hundred years, because you've traveled so many light years and they haven't. So Tavish is probably doing something really stupid with the relativistic compensator. So, or maybe Phlesc is. Who knows? Either way, you now have a difficulty 4 task with a complication range of 2, being taken up by 2 people with using 4 dice?
3 plus 2, 5 dice.
5 dice.
Right. Oh, come on. This
Oh, you sod! Look at that!
Oh.
Oof.
Finally, for Tavish, remember to check that you're using Starcross, so use dedicated focus as well as focus. He's
What is
also
it?
coming off of writing this in his log. That's a point, Mark. Remember to note that you used a
Control
value
and
to
engine
make
it.
life
Is
difficult
it
for
control?
yourself.
Is it daring or control?
Daring, I will say, but control works just as well.
I did control, but again,
Yes.
it's both a rating 10, so it wouldn't have made a success difference.
It's up to you, Matt. Which one do you want me to use? Daring or control?
Daring
Because
makes
my
sense
controls-
because you're trying something no one's
Okay.
tried before at this point.
Complication range 2.
2.
So we're adding 2 back to the momentum pool. Any additional ones from you? We could fill it.
Look at that. Look at that. 10 successes in total. Minus 6 left. Back goes the momentum to the pool. My god.
See, I said we'd fill it. I just knew.
Simulation complete. Engaging final simulation. Okay. Where are we? 13. 14. This has changed and is not exactly what you expected, but you find yourself obviously still in the holodeck, but the holochamber, but very much more obviously in the holochamber. You are now all gathered back at the end, and there seems to be a single control panel. There are a number of what appear to be force fields at various intervals along the floor, but also projecting into the path to go are a number of, well, apparently flamethrowers and laser turrets. This console, however, appears to be a deflector field control panel. The control surface itself seems to indicate that it is possible to engage force fields at different points, for different lengths, for different heights, at different points along the course of this bridge, essentially. And the bridge is lined up perfectly with the door that leads to the control room.
Let's go.
Hardcore
Can I have a look
parkour.
at Can I have a look at the device?
Sure. It appears to be what it appears to be, a deflector control panel.
Happy to help. And people
And
through.
there's all that momentum just waiting to be spent.
And there's somebody who here has a focus and deflectors and shields. But it is gonna need somebody. Well, obviously, somebody can be the one to utilize the control panel to create deflector fields. There does appear to be a control panel next to the door at the far side. We have someone get there first to be able to use it. So, how do you want to do this?
Try and switch off the flamethrowers.
There does appear to be a control for that. Just the creation and formation of deflector fields.
Alright.
Can we shoot the flamethrowers?
Can
Oh, no,
we
it's just
use
deflector
use the-
fields?
Can we use the deflector fields to get somebody over there?
Oh no, we just create deflector fields around the problem. Oh god.
Yes.
Right, there we go.
But it appears that the controls will only allow you to do one at a time.
Oh, okay. Right, how do I stop creating more? No, damn it.
You're currently on one. If you want to just select the ones that you've got, then
Got
it's
it.
the segmented
The
select
selected
drawings
Yeah,
at the top.
cool. Alright, I can block off the first one.
But you're going to need somebody to be the person who runs past it.
Oh, obviously.
I was going to say, if you want to get to the control panel at the end, let it be Tavish. She can hack that crap and get into the actual place where
if you're
she can use.
You're volunteering. Oh no! Why doesn't Gerkow carry Tavish?
You're joking.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I can at least use the control panel to turn the flamethrowers off, and then Tavish can walk over and do the hacking, right?
We can't turn anything off. Not from over here. That's what.
No,
we're
I
saying.
mean, if I get to the other side.
Yes, if you
Yeah,
get
you might
to
just
the
be
other
able
side, you might be able
Switch
to.
off. Yeah, let Gerkow go first before Tavish's suicide mission.
Yeah, whoever wants to join Gerkow, if the captain wants to go as well, that's that's up to the captain. Where does Phlesc want to create his first deflector?
Over yonder.
Right then, control and engineering.
This is gonna be fun. Let's go, Gerkow. Let's have some fun with this.
How well that roll goes. Oh, my sweet Lord God. Okay, that is so precisely aimed that Captain Hopkins and Lieutenant Commander Gerkow are able to make it to the next area very, very easily. You pass one. Now it's going to have to be moved. The controls... Phlesc, the controls seem needlessly overcomplicated. It's as if you're trying to solve an equation every time you try and do it. It's like, rather than giving you an intuitive command interface, they've like stripped it back almost like to ASCII code, where you have to actually fill in the flags, memory flags and everything. Thankfully for you, you're a darn good engineer, as it turns out, with those 4 successes. So you have to do it again.
I'm just going to steal a momentum so it doesn't go to waste if I do a good roll. I'll roll 3.
Oh,
that
was close. That was close. Right, Gerkow and Hopkins, you barely get past this one because it drops momentarily just as you're about to go past. So your backs are slightly singed. Didn't quite get caught with the firebolt, but it was a thing. And so you both get to glare backwards at Phlesc.
It's okay. It's only fake singeing. It's a simulation.
So
the heat is in your mind.
Hopkins and Gerkow can make it to about here.
Well, you're sounding like Councillor Sachs.
One last chance to get this right.
Okay.
After this, the mutineers are gonna need the therapist.
Come on. Don't be bad. Okay. Difficulty 1 or 2?
I did say, because I'm using the number of difficulties as a measure of how quickly and how well you do it.
If it looks like the
Trasa and Gerkow, you're gonna have to run for it.
If it looks like it's gonna fail before we get across, Hopkins is gonna push Gerkow out of the way.
Launch me up!
To make a fitness and security test to dive forwards. If that means pushing Gerkow instead of Trasa, that's fine. Either way,
yeah,
you're
I
both
think
going to have
Trasa
to
would
make an attempt. Whoa. 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 Go, Gerkow. So yes, Hopkins' shove is almost a bit lackluster, but does propel her forward enough that Gerkow can use her momentum to get to the door. And a jet of superheated air or actual fire, whatever they're using, I mean, at this point, who the hell knows, allows Gerkow to get to this side of the door, which has a control panel, which allows you to open the door. At which point, the entire simulation shuts off, and you find yourselves... If I can open it up. Here we go. Let's change the ambience and the map. You find yourselves walking into an enormous control room. Massive data center. There appears to be some kind of hologrammatical display in the middle of the room showing various bits of information, tracking ship movements, the location of communication buoys and such, and the flow of intel coming from various points everywhere. There are also screens on the large screens on the side walls, as well as you can see on the individual consoles. There are also screens of different types of data going past. All of that data at the moment, though, appears to be obfuscated code. It's not just that it's Klingon. It's weird shapes and glyphs that appear to be some kind of cipher. Looks for and grabs data pads and tricores. Sure, they're Klingon-made ones and old ones. There's still the very, very definitive sense that this is a Klingon installation, and even though a lot of this equipment is very, very up to date, there's still a lot of older Klingon equipment left around the place. As Phlesc is going around to just grabbing pads and tricores just to get some kind of scanning equipment, any kind of scientific equipment that you can use, you do hear the sound of bootfalls as from this door, I think, or am I getting my timing wrong? Hang on, let me just check my notes. Oh, no bootfalls yet. That's just you guys marching around, my fine. But there is at least a map of the installation that seems to show that there are life forms heading this way towards this control room. But your main thrust is to lower the shield over the installation, so finding something to do that would probably be job one. Are there any particular ways you want to try and go about this, or do you want to just look around and see what you can find?
Tavish, a hyperspanner, kinda. It's Klingon in design, but here you go.
So a Klingon derivation of a hyperspanner gets thrown Tavish's way.
It's probably just a spanner.
It's probably the same as a regular hyperspanner, just, you know, slightly more angular and pointy in places unnecessarily.
Can we get this stupid shield down so hopefully we can figure out a way to get back to our ship?
Well, while you're there, give me an insight and command check then, please, Captain Hopkins.
Oh, good, my best stats. Any focuses?
Not really. Actually, no, that's shipboard tactical systems, so no, not really. Oh, good lord!
Oh my god!
Oh no.
Well. Right.
She's still ringing from her fisticuffs fight.
Okay, let's see. What's the worst possible thing that could happen at this specific point in time? I know.
Rock comes in.
Yes. But not only the Klingons. Osborne's folk come in at the same time too. There's this horribly quiet, tense standoff as everyone is looking at everybody else.
This is awkward.
Darkrand looks at both you guys and Hopkins. You! I should have known you had something to do with this. You've not only betrayed the Empire, but you've betrayed your own Starfleet people also. Typical. Only a matter of time for you despicable House Mokai types.
Would you quit talking and shut up? But then again, it's hard for you because you love hearing your voice. One, I had a mutiny on my hands. Okay, I'm not here under my free will. But then again, somebody as simple-minded as you can't relegate that because your house is stupid. You probably have the lowest education in the entire universe.
Cease your childish jibes. Step away from that console. At which point Osborne jumps in. Will you two parties please drop the pretense? We know you're working together.
No, there's no pretense, Osborne. Why don't you shush for once in your damn life as well?
Step away from that console, Captain. Go on, Dave.
While they're talking to each other, can I start hacking the crap out of this console?
I think it needs to happen at this point.
Yeah,
because
Hopkins is just gonna.
Yeah, at the moment, Hopkins's vitriol is keeping both of the parties from actually opening fire because both their commanders, all three commanders, are now engaged in vicious back and forth, each accusing the other.
Hopkins is don't like it. I was like, why don't you two get over here and try to stop me with bare hands if you are brave enough.
Come over here, Captain. I'm trying to do something.
At which point, Darkran and his men take a step forward, at which point Osborne's take a step forward and go, don't you dare! Stay right there! Which gives Tavish the cover she needs to try something very, very quickly. So let's go with daring and engineering with your focus on computers, or hacking indeed.
Tavish still has a hyperspinner we handed her, right?
Now, yes.
I am hacking the crap out of this computer. I'm not just hacking the crap out of this computer. I am going to completely take over the system. I am also going to start trying to take over the system of every single ship, which is seen on the monitors of everything at the moment, except for the Combs. Once I get into the... I was going to say, I'm just going to make this a bit more difficult. Yeah?
Oh no.
I'm not just getting into their systems. I'm also going to look for every single ship's self-destruct sequence. Basically have it on ready so I can basically press a button and start the countdown for self-destruct on every single ship except for the Combs.
Can Hopkins help with her bantering of getting them confused to look at her to ignore Tavish?
Sure. Sure, the two of you working in cooperation, as long as, so we're talking daring and command there, basically, for trying to keep their attention on you. Let's hope you don't roll any more 20s.
Can I use control and engineering on this? I'm also going to use 2 determinations. Is that alright?
So you're not rolling then, are you?
Oh, no, I am rolling.
Oh, you can spend momentum.
No. I am going to use the Cochrane Medal of Excellence. Is it the Cochrane Medal of Excellence?
That's what's there.
Hold on. Which one was it?
Cochrane Medal of Excellence for computers. Select a single focus, which you must relate to beside a little. Once permission, when the character spends a point of determination on a task involving you, gain the benefits of 2 benefits of spending that. Gee, willikers.
Yes.
So you get 4 determination.
So
if I
6 and 8 automatic successes. Okay.
If you spend 2 determination, you're only rolling 2 dice. You don't actually roll. You just auto 8 successes.
so it says, yeah, I'm getting 8 successes. I'm actually going to take maybe 3 momentum to roll 2 dices as well.
Do it. Do you have a star-crossed to double your focus range as well?
If we're going absolutely nuts, then why not?
Just go
But,
ham on
you
it.
know,
I do, yes. I can't take my last... Oh, yeah, I can take my last determination off. Can you give me 2 seconds while
well, yeah, my brain needs time to process the enormity of what you're about to attempt.
Do I edit?
Just roll
'cause-
as per normal.
Hold on. So
there's no way to actually tell it to do determination twice.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
While they're trying to figure that out, do I have any focuses on trying to get them still looking at me?
Hello, look at me, I'm a distraction. I mean, inspiration or interrogation would be the closest I can think of.
Okay, and then I do have a star-crossed, so I will use my star-crossed to double my focus.
Unfortunately, no one has a focus on clowning around.
So, yeah, at this point, Phlesc is there with his hands up, daring not to move because he's in direct line of fire if Osborne's guys kick off. And, of course, Gerkow and Sott are at the back just watching what's going on with Tavish and praying that they've got something up, Tavish and Hopkins, and praying they've got something up their sleeve, which apparently they really, really do. Yes. Hopkins is really good at keeping the attention on her for the moment, which does aid in Tavish's next attempt, because, my god.
Which doesn't hurt that both of the leaders of the other two parties are idiots.
Hold on. Then hacking.
Well, exactly, Mark. Exactly.
Then getting.
I mean, damn! If this
Control.
episode gets called back upon, the situation you must find yourselves in the future to even draw a comparison to this will have to be
Then
suitably epic.
control.
I'm not saying that's not the question. Excuse us while he's busy typing in his personal log what's actually going on. Oh, the tense silence is starting to get to me.
I don't know if I've taught that right. The last part, but yes, I know what it means.
As long as
cool.
long as you know what it means.
Yeah. Hacking a computer system, then hacking multiple ships, then getting control of self-destruct.
Well, hot diggity doo da dang.
And
Well,
I'm
Hopkins is
using
currently...
I'm using
yeah,
the
interesting.
Actually, I'm going to use 2 different determinations on this, if that's all right. As I'm using 2 ones, I'm using Cool in a Crisis and Mad Engineer.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Right, so
you would have to be mad to actually do this.
what's going to happen is, because you can't actually declare you're using determination twice on a roll, I'm just going to pick one of the dice that rolls and have that be the second determination.
How do you want me to do this? Yeah.
Essentially, you're going to be rolling 2 dice, or is it 3 dice? You're probably going to be rolling 3 dice at this point.
I'm rolling, what is essentially 4 dice, because
Yeah, so roll 4 dice, check that you're using focus, dedicated focus, and determination. One of those of the 3 dice will be will be the other determination.
So
Just roll all ones, and then we won't have to figure it out.
Is it? Am I rolling threes? 3 dice? And...
No, just put the full amount. It'll replace one of the ones without you needing to tell it. Without you needing to decrease the overall.
So one of my dice. So one of my dice rolls won't be what it rolls.
Quite.
Basically, yeah. Focus, dedication to focus, using determination value. Okay. What's the complication range on this?
You
This
know
is really
what?
complicated.
I'm gonna leave it at the regular 20 because if considering the sheer amount you're putting into this, keep that as is.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm also going to put this up as well.
So that explains
Okay.
making things more difficult for yourself earlier. So you could blow 2 determination all at once.
Yeah, I was like, I know something big's gonna come up at some point. So having 2 determinations is what I wanted.
Right, let's go for the 14 being the one which leaves 13. Jeebus, right, okay. Okay, so overall it's 17, so they're all successes. The 14 is a 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. But you've doubled your focus range, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But
Plus,
7, 8,
yeah.
9, 10.
And this
Needless
is
to
without
say-
my little Balabay.
This is all without Nihil as well, so...
And Hopkins very much BSing her way.
Yes, Hopkins
If
is
it wasn't
doing her
for
level
Hopkins,
best to be as loud and distracting as possible, and is keeping the back and forth going between the 3 parties as much as she possibly can. Whilst I'm imagining Tavish is just getting this mad wide glint in her eyes as she's just starting to look like, you know what, I'll do it. I can do this. I'm gonna do it. They call me crazy, but I'm gonna do it.
I'm
And
not
she
crazy,
starts-
you're crazy.
Breaking her way into this system. Okay, wow, geez. 10 successes.
I love having a command engineer on our crew.
Alright. You've broken into systems before. This one is obviously very complicated, but you are a master hacker. The fact that there is obfuscated code and that you're typing in another language, of course, makes it even more difficult for you. But a computer is a computer. And essentially, computer, bits are bits. They all run on zeros and ones, and as far as you're concerned, that's enough for you. This system that you find yourself breaking into is one of the more sophisticated systems that, as far as security goes, that you've ever come across. But then as you start examining it more and more, bits of its security seem very, very familiar. In fact, it's just the fact that it's just the point that it's in Klingon and obfuscated that throws you off at first, but as you start getting into the flow of it, the feel of it, because as much of this is intuition as anything else now, is that Tavish notices that the pitfalls, the traps, the firewalls, the extra security measures and such, you've seen these kind of security measures before. In fact, you've implemented more than a few of them. And using that as a basis, you realize what's actually going on here. Someone has translated some of your computer security code and has essentially flipped your hacks the other way in order to make it more secure against that kind of hack. But in so doing, it's given you quick and easy access as soon as you realize the maths involved of how to break into this system. And as soon as you realize that, it's almost fluid how you just pass through the security gates. And all of a sudden, As you gain access to this entire system, everything in the room lights up. The screeds of obfuscated code all of a sudden start to flicker and realign as they become screeds of data in both Klingon and Federation Standard, which of course draws everyone's attention. And as you see these screeds of data, you realize that there is a lot of this place is tied into a lot of surveillance, and you've certainly got an active sensor ping that this facility is keeping on the Voroth ship in orbit, also the Combs. To your semi-dismay, the ships in that orbital dock are all inert and completely turned off, so there's no way you can detonate all of those. But you can pull up an awful lot of data on the Voroth's ship. But then you notice that there's an active life form scan going on within this chamber. And it is, now that you've gained access, you seem to have triggered some kind of subroutine that is now scanning everyone in this room. And you can actually see on the display you're looking at that it's drawing up your Tavish's profile, Hopkins's profile. It goes through each of you individually, then it goes to Captain Darkran. And as soon as it recognizes Captain Darkran, it starts accessing the Klingon database and starts pulling in screeds of data, at which point up on the screens for everybody to see and read, which stops conversation between the third parties short, there is a whole roll call of House Darkran genealogical data. So it actually pinpoints Captain Darkran on his family tree, allocates the then tracks back to his father, and brings up the attempt at actually trying to take the Combs, even whilst you were under a banner of peace. At which point Captain Darkran is like, yes, well, after we would have been victorious over the Federation, no one would have cared. At which point it tracks back through the Voroth family history and it stops on another one of the Voroth ancestors and pulls up a battle, which shows a list of atrocities that this member of the Voroth family enacted upon, which apparently included the genocide of women and children, defenseless people, attacking a hospital, an installation that had no weapons whatsoever. It then Captain Darkran is now getting funny looks from his fellow warriors, who are backing away from him a little bit slightly. Meanwhile, Osborne is there just chuckling to himself, going, "Ha! There, see, told you! All of you Klingons are alike." And just as Darkran is starting to splutter and cough about, that was one of my ancestors from distant past. We've never all been like this, and it tracks back even further up his family tree to a point where House Voroth, at that point, allegedly engaged the services of House Mokai to do targeted assassinations of certain political rivals in order to ensure that they got a seat at the High Council.
Oh, look at this. You were never once a high clan or on a high council. You did it through assassinations. How cute.
Ace, Darkran shouted, "Lies! Fabrication! My family are nobles! Honourable!" And then...
As honourable as this mutineer, and she'll point to Osborne.
And it's as soon as you point to Osborne that Tavish sees that the internal bioscan is now redirecting itself and is logged on to Lieutenant Osborne. Pulls up his information and then also pulls up data on his next of kin, which it both reads as deceased, his father and his brother. At which point Osborne's face doesn't stink exactly, but you can see that it changes from severely angry determination to a sudden wash of sadness, loss. And then it starts activating, more subroutines act to start pulling up data that suggests that Osborne's father was actually a member of Section 31. Right up until the day he died. And starts pulling up mission data, which includes targeted assassination, political restructuring, let's call it, where they bribed some officials and disappeared others in order to ensure that certain Federation skeptics never got into power on certain Federation worlds. A couple of rather nasty assassinations behind the lines in both the Klingon Empire, the Romulan Empire, the Zenkethi Confederate, whatever their polity is called. A number of, maybe not directly responsible for, but certainly linked to targeted deaths of other potentially hostile polities. At which point Osborne was like, no, that can't be right. My father was, he was an honourable man.
Unfortunately for you, he wasn't.
He was as honourable as you are, mutineer.
Can I ask you a question, Matt?
Of course.
Does Tavish recognise whatever is controlling all of this at all?
It's not that you recognise it, it's that somebody has pre-programmed these subroutines to go off the moment they recognise the presence of these individuals. So someone had this computer system preloaded, prepared for your arrival and their arrival.
Do I know? Can I find out who it is?
Not easily, no. There's no user sign-on. There's no user signature. Whoever did it here, in this installation, and was logged in under, essentially, the system control.
Are there cameras in the facility?
Well, internal sensors are currently on.
Were they on during that time?
Just now? Yes.
No.
Oh, before.
Were they on before? When somebody when the person programmed?
Check the sensor logs.
Yeah, according to the logs, the moment the sensor logs registered that you guys beamed, that your party, captive as you were at the time, beamed down, it activated the subroutine to raise the shield. Which, by the way, you are now in full possession of being able to lower.
No, as in, have we got the sensor logs for the person who put this in?
No, they've been scrubbed.
Oh, okay.
But there is something. There's a small ident. It would take some time to descramble, which, for right now, you may not have the time, but you could take it away and maybe have a look at it later on to see if you can figure out who did this.
Yeah, Tavish will yoink the crap out of that.
But one other subroutine fires. This one, if you don't do it yourself, this subroutine drops the shield and then initiates an immediate broad spectrum communication. There was nothing on this communication as such. It was more like a big loud bell going off that gets propelled into subspace. And not seconds later, the external sensors read more ships entering the system. These ships, as soon as they come onto the display in the middle here, their idents pop up as ships bearing the House Krell crest. Gowron's personal ship is also here. And a number of other High Council member ships are turning up in orbit, as if they were somewhere nearby waiting for a signal to arrive. They're all now dropping out of warp in the system and starting to head towards this planet.
Get the Combs, get them to bring a. This is what Tavish is going to say to the captain. Get in touch with the Combs. The shields are down. Get them to bring the security team down here.
Cool.
That
Your
is if
guys.
our crews actually retook it over.
Yes. So your guys back on the ship have had enough time now to sort everything out up there and put the mutineers and the mercenaries into confinement. Whether or not they've given them their clothes back, I leave entirely up to you to decide if they would.
Only the underwear.
Only the underwear.
Yep, they still haven't got a dignity.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dufresne's probably more focused on science stuff.
So, yeah, they readily come back and say, right you are, Commander, good to hear your voice. We're sending down some security teams now. But we're getting communication from the Klingons, who are telling us that they are here to help and take the Varoth into custody. At which point Captain Darkran is looking around wild-eyed at a caged animal and then presses a button on his forearm, which you've seen him do before, as he initiates an emergency transport.
Damn, I'm gonna see if Yeah, can we try to stop him?
Let him get away, you know.
And that's
the
the point.
Klingons will notice.
Yes, the Klingons will notice, and several of the ships start peeling away to intercept, but that's when the Darkran's ship goes into cloak. And you imagine he's making a good old-fashioned run for it. Some ships from that incoming fleet peel away to start pursuing. But
Wait,
others
Tavish, you said you took control of the ship, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Kaboom!
Well,
Yeah, it's like, can you activate the self-destruction?
and whether or not that actually goes off, well, they're cloaked. You'll have to just wait for the earth-shattering kaboom. But Osborne, meanwhile, he has just... He looks like he's gone catatonic. He's just dropped his grip on his phaser rifle has gone slack. The mutineers and the mercenaries next to him are like looking at him like, "Come on, Osborne, what's happening next? What's going on?" And he just looks absolutely confused. He's withdrawn into himself. He doesn't even acknowledge Tavish as she comes up.
Tavish is just gonna grab underneath his chin, so he is looking at her, and she's just gonna say, "What did you do to Neshlel? And I suggest you tell me, because if you do not, then this is going to get very, very painful for you."
I just
And
laced
not
a
the captain.
subroutine, a hacking subroutine, one of your hacking subroutines, just slightly modified into the control panel you were using at the time the mutiny went off. All it did was suborn Neshlel to my command. I then used Neshlel to hack into the environmental systems, which enabled us to render the rest of the crew unconscious. Then I just had her deactivated. All you need to do is to give her a hard reset, and she'll be all right.
While that's going on, Trasa's gonna knock this, go to this mutineer, rip his comm badge off, and say, "You have shamed your commission as a Starfleet officer," and then punch him in the face.
Yep, he doesn't even want to look at the captain. He can't bear to face her, and then gets decked, gets chin, down he goes. Whee!
I was going to hurt you in a lot of ways. Like you hurt me, husband, but you know, you hurt my daughter, my creation, and you know, if I can ever forgive that. Well, I will go back on one part of my word. I am a Starfleet officer of the Combs. Yeah, I am proud to be under the command of our captain. I am proud to stand by our Klingon brothers and sisters in Starfleet. Yes.
Osborne has no words.
I will probably get reprimanded for this.
Don't.
And
no,
then deck.
no,
and
no,
then deck
no, Tavish will go. No, don't.
It's what he wants.
Yeah. Tavish was like, no, don't. Let Starfleet punish him to the absolute severity that has happened here.
You're lucky, I have reasonable officers under my command.
Never thought I'd hear the day when Tavish would be considered reasonable, but there we go.
He's not.
Alright, is there anything else with this situation that anybody else wants to add before I shift the scene on?
Time to fabricate evidence on Osborne. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Alright, it's time for a cover-up, folks. Let's get to it.
No, not a cover-up. I want to fabricate more atrocities.
Yeah, Hopkins would with the combat that she took from the mutineer.
Right.
Would be like, let's get out of here. I need wine.
Okay.
Captain, before we go off, you wouldn't happen to still have my house
Insignia.
my house insignia still?
Not on me, sadly. Though it is still in my ready room.
I will come and collect that at some point if you're still okay with that, Captain.
Seeing as you gave us plenty of information on them, to the point that I don't think even the best Vulcan lawyers can talk their way out of their punishment. Heck, even the Ferengi probably can't weasel them out of being free.
Well, I would like to transport us away from this scene. I don't have a map per se. I'm going to take us instead to the landing page just to have something to look at as we go back to one day later. So the Combs has been tidied up. The mutineers have been removed from the ship and have been essentially sent away for pretty much what you guys said, being reprimanded and probably arrested and expelled from Starfleet. The mercenaries were a bunch of paid guys that apparently Osborne used connections that he had to outside parties to bring in. Osborne himself is likely to get put away for quite some time. And so you guys get to go back to Narendra Station to rest and relax after all of that. But I want to draw the scene in as we come to a close on this episode to Captain Hopkins's personal quarters on Narendra Station. Liz, any standout decorations or layout to this, to the quarters that you want to bring to people's attention?
It's not her quarters is not a single bedroom. There is definitely artifacts from her time on Earth, but there's also Klingon items.
There is also another occupant to the room.
Yes.
During
the war, so she has adopted a orphan It almost looks like a younger version of Hopkins, at least now. Because I picture it's probably one of her, like, mother's
Yep.
siblings' child,
Right.
and she's just
Him, her, them.
when she gets in, she would definitely give her a big hug when she enters the quarters.
Cool. How old is she?
9 or 10.
Okay, young. Pretty young. Pretty young. Alright.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I wouldn't go too far if I were you, because this is all about you. Which means I can't continue until Liz comes back. Okay. What I will do is at least give the captain back the stress that was knocked out of him. I have to edit this long... If hopefully it's not a long wait until Liz comes back. I have not forgotten the fact that Tavish is working on who has whose ident. You pulled up that
Sorry,
computer.
somebody was at the door.
Ah, okay, cool.
I was
Right.
going to say,
I'm
Matt.
back.
I was going to say, Matt, that wouldn't be her first priority.
No, indeed not. But,
Yeah, I think her first priority is gonna deal with is Tavish gonna have fun with her daughter.
yes, and then Nihil. But there will be that nagging thing of whilst Tavish is enjoying time with Aurora, then it is going to be the case of if I can just... I've seen this ident before somewhere. I can't think where. So she's going to be idly trailing through computer records and idents to see if she can find the match. Meanwhile, with Trasa enjoying some not alone time, but just relaxation time in her quarters, there's the sudden sound of someone requesting access. Bop on the door. Someone wants to come in.
She'll say enter.
At which point the doors hiss open and Lady Jadark herself enters into the room. Straight backed with her arms behind her back, clasped. She just steps into the room and has a look around.
Would you like any blood wine?
I do not drink while I am on duty, niece. Your quarters, they are sufficient for a captain?
Definitely, though, you know I've always been more simple. Don't need anything extravagant.
I disagree. There should be more declarations of your deeds here. This wall, over here. There should be more monuments to your successes, to your triumphs. Every Klingon warrior should be able to walk into another warrior's room and immediately measure themselves against them. There aren't enough trophies in this room, although there is plenty of evidence of Targ activity, I see.
Yes. Though, how did they catch the cowards of Dalkran and his crew?
Oh no, I am afraid not. That rather slippery Velkian eel managed to slither his way out of the net that had been pulled to capture him, but I have it under good authority that he is still running with his tail tucked between his legs. His credibility, and that of his family, is now severely besmirched in the eyes of the Empire, thanks to whoever it was that led you to that installation. Curious, is it not, that there were actual communications interlaced with your own, feeding off in the direction of that planet. Most strange. Almost as if somebody wanted to implicate you from the very beginning.
Yeah, the mutineer Osborne, most likely.
Indeed. How odd is it also that there were tests put in place, designed specifically for each and every one of you and your crew. Now, who do you think would know them so well as to be able to show such obvious association? Lady Jadark is looking very, very pointedly at Trasa at this point.
Must have been Sobek. Sneaky.
Do you know, there aren't that many people that are aware of the link between House Krell and House Mokai. But that's because of the nature of House Mokai, and the nature of a lot of the Klingon houses. What most people like Dakran and his ilk fail to remember is that at one particular point in time, every Klingon house is related to every other Klingon house in some fashion. You don't have to go too far back to find the number of degrees of separation that great. So, really, House Mokai was involved in a lot more than just House Krell's inception. And as you have recently found out, maybe even House Baroth's. But for those who are interested in genealogy, it's a simple trick to pull. Don't you think?
It can be. Though, to know intimate stuff about my crew, at least the ones that did stuff on different ships, that is common knowledge. Though for Gerkow and the Dabo tables, that was curious.
Indeed. Well, consider my recommendations, niece. You need more trophies in here. More Klingon. Excuse me. I have duties. Now, whilst this was going on, Tavish, in her quarters, is there skimming through a datapad and suddenly sees something. Something which makes Tavish stop and realize where she's seen this data signature before. And the revelation comes a big slap in the face, as Tavish suddenly finds the need to get up and tell somebody, specifically Captain Hopkins. And so Tavish leaps out of the chair, goes running down the corridors to the command crew. You should be on the same level, more or less, on the registration. All of the command level crew have quarters in the same kind of area. And so, just as Hopkins is about to go back to doing whatever relaxation she was having, Tavish comes barging through the door, saying things along the line of, "I know who did it!"
Captain, I found this. I know who did it. I know who did all of it. Look, and shows her the data pad. It was Lady Jadark.
And that's where we're bringing our episode to a close for today.
Hopkins is just gonna sit there, sitting, frozen.
Well then, thank you very much for partaking in this episode, my dudes. This has been something I've obviously looked to, the story I've looked to conclude for a bit. I didn't know when was the best time to do it, so I chose this moment. Hopefully it fit in, and hopefully it ended up being everything you expected it to be.
It's just giving me more questions, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, that's good. Means I've done my job. But there were quite
like
a
the
few
double.
suitably epic moments in there. What was that, Connie?
I like the dabble tables.
Meow.
Hello,
Oh.
kitty.
Is that canon?
It is
Yes.
now.
Oh no, I meant the
A cat.
Is that
Ah,
like our
that's what I
cat's
meant
name
too.
canon? Yeah.
If not, then it should be.
Is canon is the question.
Oh no, the Navis is here.
No, I'm not going to go there.
No, the ship's cat. I think that's still a thing on a Navis, isn't it? The ship's cat.
I don't remember. Probably.
We can have like
Oh.
Pixel as the ship's dog, but he's just going to be in the brig most of the time. I can guarantee.
Fair enough.
I
Well-
mean, we have our own ship animals. It's called Zippy and Tiny.
Indeed. There's always room for one more.
Pixel is a targ, to be fair.
Can we not have any more pets on the Combs?
Well, either way, I would very much like to thank my players here for being awesome, as per usual. This episode did come to a suitably epic conclusion, I hope. Certainly enough really big stuff happened. Thanks to you guys going absolute balls to the wall with some of your roles. So, thanks for investing yourself fully into it, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say.
When I rolled the two nat 20s, I was like, I have one order the bat left. I can't cancel both, so I'm just gonna let both of them go.
I do believe somebody still holds the record for having 3
It's not on us.
simultaneous.
I don't think we've had 3. I think that is the Navis.
I think that was somebody else as well, yes. Forget who. So either way, you haven't done the worst. Dave was the first to roll double 20s, so you hold that
Yes.
distinctively. But you're not
Yeah.
the one to have rolled the most in one sitting, so there's that.
Don't hit me. I push it with rolling
Well,
All right. So my New Year's resolution for this game is to roll 5 dice and have them
Roll
all
20s
be
on
20s. Yeah, that's this year's. Game
I mean to fail
I
and
think-
fail spectacularly.
I think at that point, surely the ship just explodes. That's a war call 3.
or Tavish just explodes. You know, one of the two.
I do want to roll 5 dice, and it'd be funny if all of them end up as 1s without having to use dedication.
That would be an awful lot of Thomas the Tank Engine at once.
No, Thomas the Tank Engines is if I roll 5 nat 20s.
True enough.
5 1s is just like galactic peace.
Yes. Yeah, I'd have to call the campaign to a close right then and there. There's nothing else to do. In any case, there is one more thing we have to do here, and that is, unfortunately, finish this episode, and we will come back in the usual time after the usual 1 episode break. So we are looking to come back at the 18th of January, if that sounds agreeable or viable to most.
Yes, I can do
Yeah.
18th of
Should
January.
be good.
So we've started 2026 off with a bang, and let's hope it doesn't actually go bang anytime soon. So until then, thanks for watching, those of you who did. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, then, thanks as well. And there were no Vulcans in this episode, but there were plenty of Klingons, and a good bit of feisty Tellarite, and what else have we got? Denobulan and... what's Sott again?
Bolian.
Bolian, thank you. Thrown into the mix. So, one way or other, live long and prosper. We've had a very, very, shall we say, dark beginning to 2026 with local, with current things going on. So let's hope it's not a measure of how the future's about to go. But for the moment, we'll still have Star Trek. Even though we've got Star Trek, Starfleet Academy starting soon, I do believe. Not
I
sure.
know. I hope it's good. I hope it is.
I hope it's good. But bad Trek is better than no Trek. So, we'll see how we do. Meantime, thank you for watching, folks, and thank you for playing along. Those of you who played along, we will see you when we see you next. Until that time, Halo frequencies are now closed. Bye-bye.